This conference will now be recorded.
So let me know if you guys can see my screen. Can you see my screen? Okay. So the first things first, I do want to recap on a couple of different things that we went over in the last video. Just basic keywords. You understand? Non-custodial protocols, decentralized finance, DeFi, DSA, what else? Nodes, mining, crypto. Okay. So those are very important words to understand in this space when you're operating on these different protocols. Okay. So we're going to learn how to set up your exchanges. We're going to use money market protocols and how to kickstart your own private family bank slash credit line. Okay. And the bonus will be the trust fund section. So let's move on to the next space. Here's our content list of the things that we're going to go over: the introduction. We're going to go over tokenization. We're going to go over exchanges, DeFi protocols, money market protocols, and trust funds. These are four different protocols. They're similar in functionalities, but they all offer something different, right? They all have different cryptocurrencies, they all have different governance tokens, they all have different things that make them their own money market protocol, okay? And this is where you will start to begin your money making moves on the blockchain. Really simple, don't make it complicated. So I wanted to go over securitization and tokenization, because on the private side, dealing with banks and things of this nature, we all know what they do with our securities. And what are two securities that the bank utilizes to securitize things on the back end, right? So our social security in the contract would be our securities that we give to them unknowingly without disclosure. They go and trade these type of securities on the back end and earn a bunch of interest off of these securities. All right. So securitization is a process in which certain types of assets are pulled together, excuse me, so that they can be repackaged into interest bearing securities, right? So the interest and principal payments from the assets are passed through the purchasers of the securities. All right. So what does that mean to you guys in a sense? Oh, somebody fell off. So when I talk in securitization, the reason why I bring this up is because, for one, we don't get any of the interest from the securities that they're securitizing, right? We have to go through the loopholes and we have to say, hey, where's our securities, right? When we're dealing with utilities bills, when we're dealing with car notes, when we're dealing with mortgages and things of this nature, right? All of these things require us to have our social security and our signature, I mean, in a contract in place, right? The security agreement. When you go to get a car, you have to sign the security agreement, right? So why am I talking about that? Because now that we know what the banks are doing on the back end, when we're dealing on the blockchain, there is no hiding anyone's hands, right? So the last class we talked about the middleman. There's no bank involved in these transactions. There is no. Can you get a what? Go in your room. I'll get it for you. Okay. Yo, go ahead and get a pretzel. Yeah, the one in the refrigerator. I'm sorry, y'all. Um, there's no middleman when it comes to us doing all the banking ourselves. We don't have to wait on the bank to approve us for the loan. We do not have to wait on the bank to approve us to let us borrow funds. We don't have to wait on a bank to approve our secured credit cards anymore, right? And we don't have to worry about them underhanding us and not disclosing the fact that they are trading our securities behind our backs and we're not collecting the interest off of these things, off of these items and these assets, right? And a lot of the times, for example, for a car note, right, the collateral is the car. So if we don't pay, they come and what, repossess the vehicle, right? Even though they've been paid 10 times over off of the interest off of our securities, but the collateral is the collateral. The loan is the loan that they supposedly gave us, and we borrowed, right? Even though there's no definition for borrower. Okay, so when we're dealing on the blockchain, tokenization is the same exact thing. I'm not going to say the same exact thing, but it's very similar to securitization. Why? Because did you know that the blockchain has the potential to transform the way we invest in a physical asset, right? So we're talking real estate, we're talking private equity, we're talking debt, okay? These are four different types of tokenizations, okay? Tokenization is a solution that divides the ownership of an asset, such as a building. So keyword is a solution, because they know what is going on with securitization. We have no clue what they're doing, but this is a solution to know what we're doing. Okay, we're now in charge of the securitization, meaning the tokenization of our digital assets and physical assets. But in a sense, tokenization is the solution that divides the ownership of an asset, such as a building, into digital tokens. These tokens act as shares and are similar to non fungible tokens, which are NFTs. So, if you overstood that, type of one in the chat if that made sense. Okay, cool. Y'all typed that real fast. Okay, great. All right. So even dealing, if you have a piece of property in real estate, right, and you wanted to sell it and package it into an NFT, right, you can do that. Okay, you can sell your property internationally, because the blockchain is international. And remember, every transaction that happens, meaning minting, um, minting is when you are creating your NFT. So all transactions are transparent and everybody can see it. We don't know who is making what transaction, but we can see these transactions being made, right? Okay. So therefore you can tokenize your real estate building, and then you can go and start trading that asset on your own on a global trading platform. Okay? So that's, I just wanted to make it simple for you guys to know the opportunities that you have when you do come over here. Remember, I talked about the last time when we were talking about shares, meaning the cryptocurrency. If I have 5 AVAX, I have 5 shares of Avalanche, of the Avalanche network, right? Essentially, their underlying asset is AVAX token. Okay, AVAX is about $19 right now. In the high market, it's a bearish market right now. So in the high market, AVAX went up to $140. So imagine you put your property on utilizing AVAX, right, on the Avalanche network. You're selling your property that way. You're trading your property that way, okay? And you still have ownership of that asset, but it's just in a form of a digital token. Now this is a bearish market. So when the market goes back up, your $400,000 property has just increased in value, because now AVAX costs $90 per share. Okay? There's no way you cannot win in this market on this blockchain utilizing these protocols and networks the correct way. FYI, this is not financial advice. I am not a financial advisor. I'm just here to educate and motivate. All right, let's continue. So this is a picture that shows you the roadmap of how blockchain applications work with real estate. Okay. So if you see at the top here, it says, did you know the blockchain has potential to transform the way we invest in physical assets? How we just talked about it. Here's an example of how tokenization could be used in real estate. Through tokenization, the ownership of this building could be split. Remember, split into $100,000 digital tokens worth $100 each. I just explained how each token is a share. So that's how you got to think about it. You have to think about the blockchain in percentages. I don't know what field you guys are in, but hopefully this is making sense. Smart contract functionality on each token would ensure every owner receive their share of the building's rental income. So if you had a smart contract in place, and when you deploy that smart contract, the functionality on each token would ensure whoever is the owner or owners receives their share of the building's rental income. So this is a way to build wealth at the same time. And this could be done with your children. Remember, we're going to get to the trust funds at the end. These tokens will be traded securely on a blockchain ledger and made accessible to investors around the world. So you could be receiving the tokens through rental income. You could be trading the property, right, on an international global exchange, and then you can make it accessible to investors around the world to invest in your property. The type of asset is typically only accessible to institutional investors with large amounts of capital. We know who this is. We know who that the bank is. Okay, so that's what we're talking about. So consider an office tower that is worth $10 million, right? So this is just a simple breakdown. Looking forward, looking forward, blockchain technology could democratize investment in a wide range of physical assets, real estate, artwork, infrastructure projects, fine wine. So it's not just limited to real estate, but it's across the board. Whatever business that you have, you can implement this in your business structure. Why do you think Tesla has, I think, $100,000 worth of Bitcoin? I don't know how much they purchased. Now DoorDash, they want now a certain percentage of Bitcoins because they're utilizing this tokenization on the blockchain applications. And I'm teaching you something that people are not going to teach you when you come into this space, meaning how to become your own bank and utilize your own assets to build that wealth for your kids and your family or whoever you love. Okay, so let's keep going. Now we're going to talk about the exchanges. We went over the exchanges the last time. Your homework, I don't know if I gave you the homework or not, but I did tell you guys to please set up your KuCoin account. Now I added FTX here, okay? Because that is a different exchange and you have to use a VPN when you're creating your FTX exchange, because if you do not, they will make you go to ftx.us and their functionalities are very limited. But did everyone create their KuCoin account? You can do this on your phone, on the computer. Okay, Oz and Shar, yes. Okay, so if you guys already have this set up, did you do the transfer? Because I taught you guys how to onboard your own money onto the exchange, because that's going to be utilized when we're going to the trust fund account. If you choose to set it up tonight, you don't have to because it's going to be recorded and you're going to get the recording. Okay. So whoever did not set up their KuCoin account, please do that tonight. If whenever you have time, don't lag on that. It's pretty simple, 5 minutes, not too much to ask. Okay. So you can transfer your assets of Bitcoin to your receiving wallet address of your exchange to place an active trade to get the asset of your choice. And why do I say you need to do that? Because Bitcoin is its own blockchain, right? Not many platforms is accepting Bitcoin, or not many platforms are transacting with Bitcoin. Bitcoin, I told you, I kind of treat that like a 401k or a retirement investment account. Okay. Everything else is built on the Ethereum network. Okay. And they did do a fork. We learned about forks. So it's now Ethereum 2.0. It's layer 2. A lot of these different networks have different layers to them that you can build on top of. But that's if you're in development, if you're a developer or a coder, you know about Solidity, JavaScript, things of that nature, right? So make sure you have these set up. Now, we went over decentralized finance the last time. Does anybody know what decentralized means? Can someone drop it in the chat? It could be short. It doesn't have to be textbook definition. I just want to know, are we all on the same page here? Let me know. So decentralized finance offers financial instruments without relying on intermediaries such as brokerages, exchanges, or banks by using smart contracts on a blockchain. Listen to that definition. These are very important keywords that they're talking about. We are learning about negotiable instruments, are we not? Decentralized finance offers financial instruments. That's one. Without relying on intermediaries, the middleman, such as institutions, brokerages, and exchanges. Okay? They use smart contracts. Everything over here is deployed as a smart contract when you're doing anything on the blockchain. We can get into smart contracts when we learn about NFTs. I'm trying to decide if I want to airdrop you guys that class or not. I'm not sure. Okay. Because you still need to know about NFTs to be able to utilize those as well. We can briefly go over that towards the end, but let's go over this finance protocol. Now, the picture you see here is instadap.io. I consider instadap.io in layman's term, oh, this is a website that I can go and borrow, supply money. I'm the lender, and I can borrow my own money. Okay, and then I can pay it back. That's the short version of what instadap.io is, and a lot of these platforms that I'm going to show you. But the textbook version says Instadap is a middleware protocol. Your DeFi smart account is a non-custodial smart contract wallet. Keywords, we talked about it, right? We talked about non-custodial. What does non-custodial mean? Non-custodial wallet. You have sole control of your private keys, in which in return control your cryptocurrency and prove the funds are yours. With a custodial wallet, another party controls your private keys. Most custodial wallets these days are web-based exchanging wallets. So we learned about that. If you ain't got your private keys, you ain't got your cheese. Okay? You ain't got your cheese. All right. So the smart wallet itself is not vulnerabilities to attacks such as front running, Oracle, or flash loan related attacks. Okay. However, when interacting with underlying protocols, you assume the same risk as using these protocols directly as with any wallet. So they're just letting you know this is not you if you are if you get caught into a phishing hack, right? It's some, like I told y'all last time, somebody asks you, hey, I need to get your private keys to help you out or to get into your wallet to see what's going on. That's called a phishing attempt. That's called someone's trying to hack your account, your private wallet, your non-custodial wallet at that. Okay. So they're just giving you wary. So Instadap also interacts with other DeFi exchanges. Other DeFi protocols such as Compound, Maker, and Uniswap. And we're going to get into those as well. Before we get into those, I wanted to show you what InstaDApp looks like because I want you guys to be able to come over here and create your account. This is the interface of instadap.io. If you go to instadap.com, you're on the wrong site. It's instadap.io. Somebody type it in the chat so y'all know what the website is, okay? Here is where you're going to set up yourself online banking, okay? So when they say dashboard, you're going to click dashboard. If you want to learn more, we can always learn more together, okay? So before we go to the dashboard, let's learn what the InstaDApp is, okay? This is kind of textbook. I want to go over the videos. Let me see if it'll... I don't want to do this one. So let's go to dashboard. Y'all can read that on your own. Always read the white papers of each company that you're willing to invest in. Okay, follow them on Twitter, follow them on their Discord, because that's where they're going to keep you updated on everything that they're going to do. If they're going to change anything, if they want your vote on something, if they're going to migrate, if they're going to add, if they're going to take away, that's where they're going to tell you first is Twitter and Discord. Everybody that transacts on the blockchain has a Twitter and a Discord. That's it. All right. So as you can see here, I know you're looking, you're like, what the hell am I looking at? You're looking at what the bank looks at when they're in your accounts. When they ask you, what's your social security number? What's your name? Where do you live? La, la, la. All of that information. This is where, this is basically what you're going to be looking at, because this is where all your information is going to go, ma'am. Okay? So on the left hand side of the screen over here, you have dashboard, which is what you're looking at. And this is the overview of everything that will be in your account. You will have your net worth. Baby, you got your net worth, okay? You got your total worth. And then you have your borrow amount. So remember I said you're going to be depositing, supplying, and borrowing, okay, over here. And these are the DeFi assets that, remember when I said InstaDApp interacts with Compound, with Maker DAO, and with Aave, and with Uniswap, okay? These are the different other protocols that they interact with. So if you had anything with Compound, Maker, Aave, or Uniswap, you would just come over here and manage your account. You would click manage. And then your account would show up here. This is where your account would show up. They have refinancing. Refinancing. Who refinances for us? The bank. Fuck them. You can refinance your own shit. All right. So let me take it back one notch. Okay. And let's rewind, because remember, every protocol transacts with different networks. What network are we transacting on? What's this sign? Does anybody know the sign of this asset right here? Anybody?
Ethereum?
Yes. Yes. So I'm on Ethereum network. What if I ain't got no ETH in my wallet? What if I only got Polygon? What if I only got Avalanche? Then you want to switch over your account, right? But if you got ETH, remember, everything you do over here, you're going to get charged a gas fee to do it. So if Ethereum is at its high, $4,000, baby, you finna be paying $100 to $200, $300 to $400 to $500 per transaction on a good given day. Now, for you to alleviate paying those high gas fees dealing with the Ethereum network, you would have to go inside your wallet, right? And you would have to edit your gas fees. I can't show you because I don't have any transactions right here right now. I can show you on my other computer when I switch, okay? But you would have to edit your gas fees. So you know how you can go to Arco, you can go to Chevron, and then you can go to Mobile. Chevron and Mobile, the most expensive. So they got slow or medium, slow, medium, and fast. Fast transaction costs the most. Medium is intermediate. Slow is the cheapest. So when you go and you edit your gas fees, try to go for the cheapest, but it's going to take a little longer for your transaction to go through. Does that make sense? And it's going to be done inside of your wallet when you're approving the transaction, and they ask you, are you what are the how I explained to you guys what was inside of the wallet and how it looked when you got your receipt or when you're transacting. When it says gas fee GUI, and it says you're going to pay 0.03 ETH, approve, and then it has edit on top of that. You can go and edit your gas fees and click the slowest gas fee, okay? But if you don't want to deal with Ethereum, okay, you can go and you can transact with these different networks, as you can see. Now, the top ones that I do interact with right now is Avalanche. Polygon has the cheapest gas fees, but over here they need to get their server their network together, because Polygon, so many people use Polygon. You're on the freeway, right? You have to think about these different networks as freeways. They take you to a destination. So I'm on Polygon, and I'm driving down Polygon, and I stop to get gas, right? That transaction might not go through, because guess what? Everybody is on this fucking freeway with me. Everybody trying to get the gas at the same damn time. Okay? So if that makes sense, let me know. If you get glitching errors, if you get error, period, that either means you need to refresh, disconnect, or wait a minute for that transaction to go through. Okay? I'm telling you the pros and cons of transacting with these different networks. The one that I have had no problems using is Avalanche Network. Okay? And if you want to connect to this dashboard, first and foremost, you choose what network you want to be on. Then you come over here and you say, okay, I'm going to connect my wallet because I want to transact with Ethereum network for my banking purposes. I'm going to approve these transactions, which is I'm just connecting my wallet to Polygon network. Okay? That's all I'm doing. Why is this Poly? That's all I'm doing. Switch to mainnet. Now, remember when I was telling you guys about the DSA? Here is where we're going to get the explanation on how to utilize InstaDApp. I'm going to explain it to you in layman's terms, but I want you guys to hear this video because this video is very important. Do never skip over the educational videos that they're put on these protocols because you think you know what you're doing. Okay? All right.
Welcome to InstaDApp.
Can you hear that?
A platform used to leverage the full potential of decentralized finance. It's a one-stop asset
No more.
platform connecting major protocols using DeFi Smart Layer, providing complex strategies to optimize capital efficiency. InstaDApp's dashboard is where you can access all its features. To get started, InstaDApp creates each user a unique smart contract wallet linked with an externally owned address called a DeFi Smart Account, DSA. Each DSA has a unique address and is used to interact with the dashboard. To deposit assets, go to the Deposit button on the interface. This will open the DeFi Smart Account address and its QR code. All you need to do is select the token, enter the amount, and confirm the transaction. InstaDApp provides one-click import of already existing positions on Maker, Compound, and Aave. Select the protocol and give the allowance. Migration will transfer all the collateral and debt into the smart account of the user, making it easier for users to move their position in seconds. To learn more about InstaDApp strategies for better asset optimization, click on the next video.
Okay, did you guys hear that? Please type a 1 in the chat if you heard that. Nobody? Am I on mute? Okay. It was kind of low. Can we get the YouTube video? So if we want to buy any tokens, we just go through Instagram and not fee. No, no. Yeah, I'll send you this YouTube video. But you can just go to Instagram and watch it yourself once you create your account. But I don't really know what you're talking about. No, you cannot purchase
Oh,
anything from Instadap. You have to
okay.
have your own collateral. When they said DeFi Smart Account DSA, they explained that they are creating you a smart contract wallet, which would be the account that you create. Just like when you go to the bank and they create your account that your funds are going to be in. The bank never gives you money to put in the bank. You give the
Right.
money to put in the bank. Okay.
It's just right. I got you. It's just sitting. That's where you can hold your money, your
Oh,
tokens.
okay, got you. Yes, you can
Okay.
you can hold your money over here, but I'm not gonna say really hold, right? Because we're
Hmm.
not holding anything. We're earning interest on everything we do, period, on the blockchain where of how I'm gonna show you how to do it. So
Okay.
essentially, kind of look at this like kind of like a banking account. Damn, yeah, a bank account that earns interest, the shit we supposed to be getting, but we ain't getting. Okay, without utilizing their infrastructure, we're building our own infrastructure on top of someone else's, well, on top of a different network. So we're creating our own bank on top of a different network, and we're depositing collateral over here. Okay, so did that make sense? Okay, okay. Um, so now that you watch that video, now we need to create an account, right? So we're going to click create account. Failed fetch the data disconnect. What is you talking about? I don't know what that means. Why they want me to do that? I'm sorry, y'all. I'm looking at something. But anyway, if you click account once it's created, it'll show you your deposit, withdrawal, trade, transaction receipts, whoever has authority to get into this account, your tokens, and your bridges. Okay. I'm like I said, I don't. Sometimes this be acting funky, and so I'm just gonna go to Avalanche Network, and I highly recommend you do use this one. Okay. So create account. Let me see if it's gonna work over here. I don't know why it's telling me to disconnect. Connecting my wallet. It's connected. Create account. Oh, switch to Avalanche. Always make sure that you're connected to the network that you're transacting on. So if you choose Avalanche, make sure you're connected to Avalanche. I don't think that this wallet has Avalanche because I used my other computer the last time. So I'm just going to do this real quick. Go to chainlist.org, blah, blah, blah. I'm gonna go to Avalanche, connect my wallet. Make sure y'all add Avalanche to your wallets as well. And I'm using my XDeFi wallet, by the way. That's connected to my MetaMask. Okay. So now I'm gonna go back to dashboard. I really don't know why this ain't working. This create account ain't working. But anyway, I'm gonna put this on simulation mode. Simulation mode is where you can practice. Okay, you can practice using this account in simulation mode. Now, if I have under Avalanche Network, right? Let me open my wallet real quick. Why didn't it add the damn network? Oh, I know why. Yeah, I'm on the Avalanche network, mainnet, testnet. Okay. Let me go back here. Okay. So Avalanche has different currencies on that was built on top of the network as well. So they have DAI, which is a stable coin. They have AVAX, which is their underlying asset. Okay. They have, I believe, what else do AVAX have? USDTE, USDT, USDC, ETH, and something else. But those are the options that they're going to give you to utilize over here. Now, you're going to go to deposit. This is where you're going to deposit your money. Just like when you're in the bank, you go to the bank and say, hey, I want to make a deposit. We're going to deposit AVAX or wrapped AVAX. If you don't have wrapped AVAX, which is just another derivative of AVAX, you're going to deposit AVAX right here. Amount deposited, I want to deposit 20 AVAX, right? And I would set my limit. I don't have any AVAX in this wallet, so of course they're going to say I can't deposit it. But I would deposit 20 AVAX. Deposit. I would click deposit. Boom. And then I would approve it in my wallet, right? Then after I made a deposit, I would go to DeFi assets, okay? So this is Aave V3 and this is Aave V2. These are different protocols built on top of the Instadap network that are migrated within this protocol, if that makes any damn sense. It's a lot of shit that's built on top of each other and that is migrated and that you can so basically if you at Chase Bank, you can go to Bank of America and transfer your funds just like that, right? But not in real life, but that's the example I'm giving y'all. You at Chase Bank, but you at Bank of America, and all you got to do is go on the computer and say, oh, Bank of America, I want to work on top of your network, but I'm using Chase Bank. So everything that you have in Chase Bank is going to be everything that you have, yeah, everything that you have in Chase Bank is going to be in Bank of America. Does that make sense? I hope I didn't confuse. I hope I didn't confuse y'all like that. Okay. Um, so these will be the overview of your account once you hit manage. After you deposit, make sure you hit manage because that's the only way you're going to see your account and manage your account, right? And here we have lend. So however much money you're lending is going to be showed. However much money you borrow is going to be showed. Your net annual percentage yield is going to be shown because remember, everything that you do over here, whether you deposit, supply, whether you supply, deposit, and borrow, guess what you're going to be earning? You're going to be earning wrapped AVAX at the same time. And AVAX, okay? That is totally dope to me. I love that. Here is going to be if you max out your position. And here is going to show if you get liquidated in your position. Now this is very important. The liquidation price is shown in the highest held collateral. The liquidation price is the reference and it works best when using one-of-a-kind collateral and borrowing a stablecoin debt. Liquidation price may not reflect accurately when a position is a mix of stable coins and non-stable collaterals and debts. All right. So just like how you can liquidate your house, right? You can pull those funds out and do all that when you got a house. It's the same thing, but if you get liquidated over here, it's because you're not paying back what you borrowed from yourself. So your account is going to liquidate itself to however much money they say is going to be liquidated to. So be careful, right? So this is your debt to collateral ratio. So this is going to show your debt and it's going to show your collateral ratio right here. So this is very simple. Don't make it hard. This is easy speedy speedy, right? So remember I told you the stable coin is DAI. One of the stable coins is DAI. One of the assets are Link, Ethereum, USDC, USDT, Wrap Bitcoin, AVAX, and Aave. So these are all the assets you can deposit inside of this account. Now use whatever you have because I'm gonna show you how they do it, right? So listen, I'm gonna supply. So now that I have AVAX over here, right? This is what I'm going to do. Since I deposited AVAX, I can supply DAI over here. If I had DAI over here, I could supply DAI. If I had Link, I could supply Link. And supply means you're depositing it into your loan account. I want to make this as simple as possible. When you come over here and you supply, when we go to the bank and we give them an application and they say, we're able to give you $4,500, right? That's going to be your supply that they give you. The supply is what they're going to give you, and you're going to borrow that $4,500, right? But over here, you're going to deposit and you're going to supply yourself and you're going to borrow from yourself. This can get confusing, but it's not that confusing, okay? So since I deposited AVAX, I'm going to supply AVAX, and I'm going to put the 20 that I deposited in here. And then it'll show you how much, or you can set max amount, right? And then they're going to show you your collateral, your max factor status. So this is your max collateral factor. So if you hit your max, they'll let you know right here. This is your liquidation price, $1,900 and some change. So they're letting you know already, whatever you supply, they're going to tell you the liquidation price of whatever you supply. Now, once you supply, you're going to be earning interest just by supplying. So you don't even have to borrow it from yourself. You can simply treat this as your self-funded bank account or as your self-funded credit line, secured card, because you're giving yourself the money. But it gets tricky over here too. And I don't want y'all to start stepping before you a stepper. All right. So we supplied AVAX. Now I said, damn, I got two bands over here. My rent is $800. I want to borrow $800 for my rent. Okay. So boom. What I'm gonna do is borrow. I'm gonna hit borrow, right? And I'm gonna keep it at variable APR type. I'm gonna keep it at variable. Okay. The variable rate is the rate based on the offer and the demand in Aave, because not all tokens support the stable rate, meaning it'll be stabilized. Okay. So I want to borrow $800 of my AVAX, and I think that's about maybe 10 AVAX or 8 or whatever. However many AVAX is $800 worth of the 2,000. So then they'll let me borrow here. Boom. I'm borrowing my own funds. And once I borrow my own funds, it'll show you up here what you lent out and what you borrowed, what your net APY will be, your liquidation price, and your debt to collateral ratio. Now let me make myself the unmute edit name pin. Damn, what? Oh, let me go back over here real quick because I want to show y'all something else on my other computer because I already have an account and I just wanted to show y'all the account in real life. Damn, what did I just do? Oh wait, make presenter. Okay. All right. Uh oh, let me turn this on mute. Hello? Let me turn down my volume on my other computer so I can hear you. Shit, that's annoying. Let me turn it up here. All right. So I'm gonna go into my Rent Avex account. I mean Instadap account. Excuse me. Can you guys see my computer screen? I can see it from mine, so y'all should be able to see it. All right. So I lent myself $3,000, right? I borrowed $980 I really borrowed $1,000, but we're gonna get to that. Okay. I borrowed $1,000. Here's my net APY of what I'm gonna be earning. 3.72. That's high. My debt to collateral ratio is 31.48%, right? The max would be 79%. So I'm in the safe zone right now. My liquidation on DAI, about 40 cents to $1. The interest that I'm earning for supplying and borrowing, 0.05 AVAX. Okay. So I'm going to show y'all something. Right. Now, you can see it's going to be highlighted of what each terminal is. I supplied $3,000 worth of DAI. I borrowed $875 worth of USDC. I even borrowed, you can borrow different assets. You don't have to borrow the same asset over here. I even borrowed $105 worth of DAI. And I supplied $97.03 of AVAX. So you can utilize each and every asset over here. Why? Because remember I told you guys about discharging over here. I'm going to make it real simple. I got $3,000 worth of AVAX, right? And say, I'm going to pull up my chart. Everybody needs to get TradingView. My mentor showed me TradingView. I think it's about $19 or $30 per month, depending on which one that you want. Everybody needs to have a TradingView because you're going to have to learn how to read charts in order to discharge your debt. Damn, AVAX is up right now. That's what the fuck I'm talking about. $19.16. Woo, woo. But yeah, I have my AVAX chart up. Why? Because I want to see what the market is doing. I want to know if I can add more collateral to my deposit, and or if I can swap out my debt to an asset that may be on a downtrend. Add more collateral in an uptrend, discharge your debt on a downtrend. Does that make sense? Uptrend, we're doing adding. Downtrend, we're discharging. It's fucking simple. But you got to know how to read the chart. That's why Tello came in last week, gave you guys a brief explanation on how to read the chart. If you guys want him to go in depth with that, please reach out to him in the chat because he's willing to do it because I already talked to him. All right. I wanted to show y'all that. So if AVAX is at $19.13, guess what? If I supplied an asset that's appreciating, meaning it's on a higher swing low, swing high, higher high, however you guys call it, right? Then guess what? My collateral is now increasing, and I ain't doing shit. I'm sitting my ass right here looking at a chart, watching a chart, watching my collateral. And I'm gonna refresh the page because I want to see how much I did get an increase. Let it refresh itself. Boom. Y'all see this was at $97.30. No, and 3 cents. Now we're at $98.51. I'm just trying, where in the fuck is that happening at? I'm not depositing any more money, but yet I know how to utilize strategy and swap my collateral to an appreciating asset to gain more funds with no money. And I also can debt swap. So let's go over the things that you can do over here. We already know how to deposit, we know how to supply, and we know how to borrow. And you're going to find this under strategies. Leverage, save, collateral swap, debt rate swap, deposit, and borrow. These are the different strategies that you can use over here. And payback and withdraw. Now, if you go to balance is going to show you what you got just in this wallet. So remember when they said DSA? This is your smart contract wallet over here. But over here is your Instadap account. This is your wallet. This is your Instadap account. So you may have some money deposited over here, but guess what? If you did not supply it over here, then it's just sitting in your wallet. So remember, just because you made a deposit does not mean that it's going to show up over here. You have to supply your collateral in order to see it, in order to create that account over here in Instadap. DSA, Instadap. DSA, Instadap. Now, if you have AVAX and you wanted to supply DAI, guess what you can do? Go next to this is what I've earned so far. It was $5.42. And this was in like under a month, just $5.42. Now imagine 12 months times 12. And this will increase the more your collateral increases, just letting you know. I want to trade WaveX, right? And I want to get another coin. I want a stable coin. USDC is a stable coin, meaning what? It doesn't fluctuate. Okay. I want to trade it with Aave token. Oh, I want to trade it with DAI stable token. That's how you trade your collateral over here. It's simple. Very simple. Okay. Click trade next to whatever collateral you got. Type in the amount that you want to sell. How much you want to sell? I want to sell all 20. For 20 AVAX is worth $382 of USDC. And this is base price of the United States dollar because it says USD. Okay. DAI is also a stable coin as well. It's the underlying asset of ETH in the money, the Maker protocol as well. Right? So if your transaction is not going through, change your slippage. If they're charging you too much, decrease your slippage. If their transaction is not going through, increase your slippage. Make sense? I know I'm talking fast. Now, I'm going to click trade because I want to trade my WaveX for USDC. And so the interest that you're earning, you can trade that. And you get a stable coin. But I'll just keep the WaveX. But that is how you trade. All right. And of course, they're going to ask you to approve the transaction in your wallet, your exterior hot wallet, not your DSA wallet, your exterior hot wallet. All right. So now that we did the trade, we did the deposit, right? We did the supply, we did the borrow. Now we're going to learn about the different strategies that we can do. The strategies that we can do that we're going to start with is simply collateral swapping and debt swapping, depositing and borrowing, and paying back and withdrawing. So remember when I said collateral swap? I got $3,000 worth of DAI, and I want to swap my DAI with an appreciating asset like AVAX, because AVAX is how much? $19.13. Now, let me say this disclaimer. You want to get in to a position when you know these charts. You know where the retest, where it retraced, where the support is, where the resistance is. My layman terms for you is if you know the market was here on the daily yesterday and the market opens up and you found the support level and you found the retest level, guess what? If it breaks support and retests itself, bounce back off of support and goes back up, guess what? You know that asset is in a higher uptrend. meaning the market was going down at one point. Boom, found its lowest support, resistant, retest, back test, boot, broke that support, broke that retest, surpassed it. Oh, we're going up. That's just in the short term. But if you want to take the technical analysis class with Donatello, please reach out to him because he will break it down for you. Okay. And or Chicago Crypto Bully. He has TA classes right now on sale on his OpenSea as an NFT. I highly recommend you get the bundle deal, the whole bundle deal. Okay. So back over here. So I'm gonna swap my DAI. I'm gonna swap about $100 worth of DAI, and I'm gonna get 5 AVAX. So remember looking at this, right? This strategy executes withdraw DAI collateral, swap DAI with AVAX, deposit AVAX collateral. So guess what? If you have DAI up here, right? You need to put the percentage of what you want to swap out for AVAX. Don't put 5 AVAX up here. Put 100 AVAX. 100 DAI, and that 5 AVAX will show up down here. Don't confuse yourself up here because you'll be stuck and confused and like, what the hell am I supposed to be doing? Okay? All right. Then I would do swap collateral. Boom. I don't want to swap that collateral for real. So I would just, boom, swap my collateral. And then we would have this over here. I've supplied AVAX and DAI. But I took a portion, I took a quarter and put it over here because I want to see how much of an increase I'm going to get on my swap. So once I see about a $5 move, I bet I'm going to withdraw that mug, right? So I'm going to not withdraw, excuse me. I'm going to go back to collateral swap. Once you get the percentage here that you see, and you know the market is about to do something crazy or consolidate or whatever the case may be, whatever your exit is, get out. So you're going to go back here, swap collateral swap. You're going to trade AVAX for DAI. And you're going to put the amount of shares that you want to swap. So you know $100 of DAI is how many AVAX? 5. So you're going to go ahead and swap out that 5. And boom, you're going to now have an additional $5 added on to your collateral. By doing what? By doing what? Make sense? Make sense? All right. So now we're going to go to debt swap. This is the key right here. This is how you discharge. This is how you discharge your debt. Once you took out $875, let me rewind this back. We're about to learn about debt swapping, and this is equivalent to discharging your debt. For one, when you supply your collateral, you want to make sure that you're supplying a stable coin. First, when you borrow, you want to make sure you're borrowing a stable coin first. So none of your assets fluctuate. Meaning if you had 30,000, you're going to still be at 30,000 on the collateral. If you borrow from your collateral 10,000, you're going to stay at 10,000. Now, when I'm talking about swapping is when you want to what? Increase or discharge. I have to say that first. Never come over here, supply a asset that is not stable. All right. So now we're going to go to debt swap. This is how you discharge. It says this strategy executes borrow link debt, swap link with DAI, payback DAI debt. So I don't want to use link. I want to use AVAX, right? So say, matter of fact, let me go look at link. Let me see what link doing. Okay, good. All right. So we have a red candle. On the fibs, we ain't hit the 236. I don't want to get into that. Y'all gonna be confused as shit. Anyway, So say that link, you know from technical analysis and you doing your charting, that link is on a downtrend, right? You can see, oh, link is on a downtrend. All right. And this is just an example. I don't know what link is doing because I ain't charted this month. All right, cool. I'm going to use link because link is on a what? Downtrend. Boom. But guess what? Remember what I said. Just because you don't want to chase a moving train. If this motherfucker is at $5 already, you're not listen, if you don't know technical analysis, do not do none of this shit. Don't swap nothing until you know what you're doing. But you want to find your entry point when it's a high and you know that it's retesting and retracing to a low. So when you're collateral swapping, what are you doing? You're looking for a low to a high. When you're debt swapping, you're looking for a high to a low. I know that's confusing, but when you rewatch this, it'll make sense to you. Long story short, look for a depreciating asset. I'm going to swap out about 10 link. That's going to give me $62 worth of dye. It's going to show you what it is. I want to add more. All right, 100 link is $628. So I'm going to swap. Never swap that much, by the way, if you knew. I'm going to swap about 6 dye for link. So when you're doing debt swap, whatever it is that you're swapping out, the asset that you're going to swap out is going to be shown on the top. Whatever you're getting is going to be on the top. Whatever you're releasing is going to be on the bottom. So if you got dye, it's going to be on the bottom. And if you want link, it's going to be on the top. Don't get confused about that, because I was confused when I first came over here and then was sitting here confused as shit. Like, why when I put $100 of my dye, it's not showing up? Because it says link. That means, oh, okay. That means I just need 6 link or 9 or however much it is to 100, right? It'll show you at the bottom. So if I got dye, it's going to be at the bottom, and whatever I want is going to be at the top. That's not how it works for the collateral swap. That's how it works for the debt swap. Okay? Boom. I'm going to swap out my debt. Da-da-da-da-da. We're swapped out now. And then it will show right here that I have borrowed. It says no position yet because I haven't done anything. But if I swapped out my dye for link, it would show borrowed here in the amount. And then as the market does what it does, right? If I entered at 6.3 and my exit was 5.2, if the market hit 5.2, guess what? I got an alert going off on my phone, hopping on my computer, coming back over here. I'm like, oh, word, I discharged about $5-10. No, excuse me, I don't want to say dollars. I discharged about 2.5% of my debt. I'm good for the day. Boom. I'm finna swap this debt back out. I'm gonna do now link, right? Because you got link. I would do link to dye. I would do link to dye. So dye would be up here and link would be at the bottom. And then you would do swap debt. Then your debt will go back to its original position, which would be dye. And then you would see a decrease, a decline, a discharge, right? That offset. Okay? Does that make sense? Let me go back to the meeting because I can't see what y'all are typing in the chat. Does that make sense, you guys? I know it's a lot, but we're not done. We are not done. Now, deposit and borrow. You can come over here and do 2 transactions with 1 button. So you can deposit your collateral and also borrow the debt. So guess what? I want to deposit $3,000 or $50 extra worth of dye. Okay. And I want to borrow USDC because remember I said borrow with only stable coins. And then I wanted to borrow about $100 worth of USDC. Guess what? You've done 2 transactions with one. So deposit and borrow, and boom, it would show up here in your InstaDapp account. Okay? That's simple. Then if you wanted to pay back the debt, guess what? You can pay back and withdraw at the same time. So I want to pay back DAI. I want to pay back the $10 that I just discharged, right? So I'm put $10 here. And then I want to withdraw, say 25. And you would just do that here. But if you don't want to use the 2-in-1, you can simply do it on your InstaDapp account without your DSA. Okay? So that means if you wanted to withdraw, you could just simply withdraw here. Amount withdraw set to max. Boom. I want to withdraw all of it. But you can't, I don't even think you can do that. They won't allow you to withdraw everything because then you're going to do what? Your collateral factor is too high. You're going to get liquidated. So boom, I'm going to withdraw about 1,000. Okay, good. I'm in the green. I'm in the safe. Same thing with a credit card, y'all. If your utilization rate is over 30%, then what? Right? Your utilization rate is too high. So you want to keep your utilization rate down in layman's terms. That's the example I'm going to use. Okay? So you are allowed to borrow up to 75% over here of your collateral. Can't borrow everything or you will liquidate yourself. Now, if you wanted to pay back, you would just simply hit pay back. And I wanted to pay back 100, I would put 100. That's it. But guess what? When you're doing these things, you have to check your balance. Okay? Because if you don't have USDC over here, you can't pay it back over here. You got to have it in your DSA in order to transact with your InstaDapp. It'll make more sense once you come over here, you hit simulation mode, which is practice mode, and you start practicing these things. Don't come and they'll give you $190,000 to practice with. Okay? You can practice just like this. They gave you 10,000 AVAX, all right, to play with. So let's do some trading. I want to trade. I want to sell 100 of my AVAX. Okay? Trade. Boom. I really don't want to trade. Uniswap v3 API error occurred while fetching swap data from Uni vSwap v. Please try it after some time. Remember I told you sometimes you got to disconnect and reconnect because the shit might not go through, especially on simulation mode. I don't know why simulation mode be tweaking, but that should be tweaking. But just disconnect and reconnect and play and come over here and play with it. Supply yourself, borrow some funds, withdraw, pay it back, try to do a debt swap, try to do a collateral swap. Don't come over here with your real funds and try to do that shit and then be mad at me or yourself because you just came over here jumping off the porch like a goddamn, you don't do stuff like that. Don't do stuff like that. Okay? But what you can do is come over here and supply. Supply it so you can be earning interest. Okay? Once you learn technical analysis, things of that nature, and you have played with the different strategies in your simulation mode first, then you can start actually dibbling and dabbling with your real account. Take it off of simulation mode. Okay? Practice that first before you come over here. All right. And now we're going to go back to the PowerPoint in which I have to come back here. Would the slowdown be because you have edited the gas user? No, I didn't edit anything. I haven't edited anything because I didn't open my hot wallet to edit anything. It's probably the network itself. Okay. Make presenter. Yes. All right. Let me go back to the PowerPoint. I know that was a lot, but I hope y'all are paying attention because it's very, very valuable information, and nobody's teaching nobody how to do these things besides Chicago. All right. Boom. All right. Now we're going to learn about another protocol, and this is compound.finance. You can do the same thing on compound.finance. Same thing, different protocol. Except compound.finance works off of the Ethereum network. So you're moving off of those gas fees. So when the market is bearish like how it is now would be the best time to mint Ethereum NFTs, to buy land, to do your banking, things of this nature when the market is in a bear market. Because you're able to do way more because the transaction fees are very low. Just like when the economy is not in a state of recession or inflation. We can go wherever the hell we want to go. Because what? Gas is only what? $3, $2, maybe $4. But when it's high, you like, shit, I don't even want to go up the street because it's $6, $7, $8. You know, it's high. All right? You got to think about it. It's the same way. The compound protocol is a series of interest rate markets running on the Ethereum blockchain. When users and applications supply an asset to the compound protocol, they begin earning a variable interest rate instantly. Interest accrues every Ethereum block. Remember, we learned about the different blocks, right? Oh shit. Let me put this damn thing on the charger. We learned about blocks and how they are created mining. During mining stages, right? And transactions. All right. So currently 13 seconds, and users can withdraw their principal plus interest anytime. Under the hood, users are contributing their assets to a large pool of liquidity, a market that is available for other users to borrow, and they share in the interest that borrowers pay back to the pool. When users supply assets, they receive C tokens from Compound in exchange. C tokens are ERC20 tokens that can be redeemed for their underlying asset at any time. As the interest accrues to the asset supplied, your C tokens are redeemable at an exchange rate relative to the underlying asset that constantly increases over time based on the rate of interest, okay, earned by the underlying asset. Non-technical users can interact with Compound Protocol with using Compound Protocol. The Compound Protocol allows users to borrow crypto assets using any other supported assets as collateral, giving them the flexibility to settle a trade or use an application with an asset that they do not have already. For example, a user holding Ethereum may supply it to Compound. We just talked about supply. And borrow DAI. We just went over this. Same shit, different protocol. Instantly. This guide will teach you how to develop applications that facilitate borrowing assets from the Compound protocol using JavaScript and Solidity. That's for developers, okay? It's for developers. What drives the interest that protocol suppliers earn? Borrowers. What drives the interest that protocol suppliers earn? The borrowers. Those that borrow crypto assets from the Compound protocol pay a varying interest rate every Ethereum block. That interest, the interest that borrowers pay, produces the interest that suppliers earn. So over here, whoever is um, um, borrowing assets, they're the reason why interest is being paid out to the suppliers. That makes sense. Different protocol, different facilitations. Users can keep their assets in the Compound protocol for any length of time, long term or short term, and earn a prevailing interest rate, which is set based on supply and demand, which fluctuates over time. So, let me close this out. Close that out. And I want to go to compound.finance. Somebody type that in the chat, please. All right. So this is compound.finance. Now, where it's compound.finance, you have markets, governance, prices, and docs. Remember, you're going to do your own research on each protocol, money market, exchange that you're using. Essentially, you're investing in it, right? So here's the markets. It looks different from Instadap, but they both are able to interact with each other. Because remember, your wallet is your private wallet. But if you have money over here on the compound, you can manage your compound. You can change positions from compound to Instadap utilizing Aave. All right. But anyway, this is the total supply of all of the users. This is how much money these people are supplying. USDC, Wrap Bitcoin, and Ethereum. 25% of people are supplying USDC. Now, total borrow. You got a big chunk of people borrowing at the same time as well. They're borrowing more USDC, USDT, and DAI. Okay? And this is the 24-hour supply volume. This is the number of suppliers. So 30,000, not 30,000, child. This is the number of suppliers right here. This is the number of borrowers. You have more suppliers than borrowers because the suppliers on Compound are earning interest on what the borrowers are borrowing, right? And here's the different assets that they utilize. Now, I went over all of these with y'all in the first class, and I hope you guys are paying attention because I gave y'all some valuable lessons in that first class. Because guess what? Basic attention token, meaning the internet that you're using, that you get free rewards on, you're able to earn interest on that for simply supplying it, right? Uniswap, the money market protocol that allows you to exchange and trade your currency. You can use Uni and get a percentage and earn interest. So these are all the different assets that you can earn interest with. Stable coins as well. This used to be high when it first came out. This was like 12%. I think basic attention token was at 29%. And these will vary. These will vary depending on the market. So these can be higher and these can be lower. But at the end of the day, you're still earning interest on whatever you're supplying. So as much as I went over with you guys, you can make a lot of money by doing simply nothing. Searching on the internet, supplying, staking. You can do all of this shit for doing nothing. So there's no way people would say they ain't got no money. Okay? So now we're going to open the app. When you open the app, it's a different thing. This is where you're actually going to interact with this. All right? It says Compound Presidio is not supported on this network. Please switch to mainnet. What is mainnet? Ethereum. So let me switch my wallet back to Ethereum. Why is this on the network? Let me see. I will switch my network back to Ethereum. Matter of fact, I just want to disconnect MetaMask. There we go. I'm not sure why this ain't showing up, honey. But Compound is built based off the community. So the people that use Compound is basically the entire network. And they get voting privileges. And some key things that you can take from this is their voting rights. So not only if you're supplying over here, remember they said that you're earning the C token, the compound token. So you can either choose to withdraw your compound tokens or sell them to make a vote for a proposal and a change in the company. So you have first dibs on everything that's happening over here while earning at the same time. So make sure you do your due diligence over here because it's similar to Instadap, and you can migrate your account to Instadap if you so choose to. You can change your position. Now, maker.dao. Remember what a DAO is, right? Decentralized autonomous organization, correct? So once you have this type of an organization, you also have voting rights. So just like Compound, you have voting rights. If you use Compound, you have voting rights, period, and you earning their governance token, and you're earning interest. Over here on MakerDAO, it's the same. It's the same infrastructure, different protocol. The Maker protocol, also known as the multi-collateral DAI (MCD) system, allows users to generate DAI by leveraging collateral assets approved by Maker governance. Maker governance is the community organized and operated process of managing the various aspects of the Maker protocol. DAI is a decentralized, unbiased, collateral-backed cryptocurrency soft peg to the US dollar. Did you hear what DAI is? Remember I said DAI is a stable coin, right? DAI is a stable coin. So resistance to hyperinflation due to its low volatility, DAI offers economic freedom and opportunity to anyone and anywhere. Okay? Uniswap and PancakeSwap and many more swap your currency and or leverage your assets. Right? So I'm going to show you all three. But let's go to Maker. I'm giving y'all some key gems over here as well. You can come over here and learn about their ecosystem. You can learn about their developers. You can learn reading their white papers, the foundations. You can even get job opportunities, the community. You can chat with other people, and you can come over here and make a vote at the same time. Right? So I think I went to the wrong one. So let me go to just Maker DAO. And also do your own due diligence on these different protocols to see which one works best for you. Okay? You don't have to use all three. Just choose which one you feel like you're most comfortable with and it makes sense. Okay? So that was the right page actually. But this is just another protocol that uses DAI, and it's decentralized governance, and it has its own token called MKR. Okay? And they're integrated into different wallets and DeFi platforms, which are these. I don't do no Coinbase, nothing. Okay, I don't know why I can't find what I'm looking for. Ecosystem. Okay, here. Everything. These are who they're backed by. These people here, right? So here's where you can get your DAI tokens. This is where they're telling you can get your DAI tokens. It's not really giving me what it's supposed to give. So we're going to keep going. But this is another platform. And also, we're going to talk about Uniswap and PancakeSwap because this is where you can uh, um, pool and exchange your currency for one another, right? So Uniswap is a decentralized exchange that enables peer-to-peer market making. Uniswap is also a cryptocurrency whose symbol is Uni. So the governance token of Uniswap is Uni. The Uniswap platform enables users to trade cryptocurrencies without any involvement with a centralized third party. All right? PancakeSwap is a decentralized exchange native to the BNB chain. In other words, it shares some similarities with the established platforms like Uniswap. In that, users can swap their coins for other coins without the input of a middleman. Same thing, different protocol. Before we move on, let me just show you what I was talking about. Over here. So you're going to come over here to Uniswap protocol. Uniswap is about $5 per Uni token also. So right here you have everything that you need. Connect your wallet, boom. Choose your network, boom. Y'all know that already. Now you can swap Ethereum for whatever choices that they give you below right here. So these will be the choices. So just like how we would go to Qcoin and do a trade or exchange, this is like a simplified protocol that allows you to do it on their interface, right? Without the trading aspect of it, but simply it looks like a swap, but it's really a trade. All right. So you can use DAI, you can use USDC, USDT, Ethereum, whatever token that you're trying to exchange. Just place it here or type it in or put the contract address here. And we know where to find the contract address for the different tokens. If you don't know it, you go to CoinGecko, you type in BNB, CoinGecko BNB, and this is where you would get the contract address from. Right here. Always on the right side of the screen. It will be always on the right side of the screen. Not the API ID. They usually have a contract address up here, and I'm just confused why they ain't got it right there. Like how they usually do. But any other time, they would have it right up there. Right here. Or you can just simply go to their website and you can find it on their website. Uh-oh. Cancel. You see how they just asked me, did I want to do Binance.us? No, I don't. So they can be all up in my motherfucking pockets. They gotta be around here. Probably in the white paper. I don't use this website, by the way. I'm just looking for the contract address. Let me try another one. Chill. BNB is usually about $500. It's at $238. What type of return on your investment would you think you're gonna get when it gets into the bullish market? If you would have invested anyway. Okay, so yeah, it'll usually have this right here, contract, and then you would click copy. You would go back to Uniswap, and you would paste the wallet, the contract address. Obviously, they don't have it. That means they don't utilize it over here because this is Ethereum network. But I'm just showing you what to do. So whatever cryptocurrencies transact on the Ethereum network, this is where you will place that token. Okay. These are the only networks that they utilize over here on Uniswap. Now let's try PancakeSwap. I know that's the BNB based. Make sure you're visiting pancakeswap.finance. Okay. Connect your wallet. Boom. Trade now. So this is where you would do your trading. And this is all, they only work on the BNB chain. So you have to have the BNB network in order to transact over here. Okay? Uniswap gives you more options, but BNB is important as well. A lot of people use it. All right. Exit out of here. Now we're going to go over the trust fund section. Set up your trust funds using charged particles. need to have assets to bundle. So I'm going to take you to the website after I finish reading this here, and then we're going to go through this in real life. Okay. I'm gonna switch over to my other one, to my other computer, so I can really kind of do something with it. But yeah, let's look at this. This is very interesting. This is the most important section of this presentation, so please pay attention. We are an NFT protocol that sits at the forefront of the DeFi and NFTs, fusing art and finance together into one. Our new technology enables users to deposit digital assets in their NFTs inside your trust fund. Now, inside of the trust fund, you have time locks. So just like your wills and your actual family trust, will and testaments, and how you say after this amount of period, we're going to give Johnny the beneficiary X, Y, and Z, right? So you can do the same thing over here. Assets deposited into an NFT are unable to be withdrawn until a certain time period. You have to put that time period on there. Charge. If you deposit an asset that's supported as an Aave token, it's instantly swapped, and you can determine how you would like to treat your interest. For example, this charge can be discharged to a different address, the NFT creator, a friend, a charity of your choice. So check this out. If you can you guys hear me? Oh Lord, I have to make sure I'm not on mute. Hopefully y'all can hear me. Give me 1 second because I did turn my volume down. Can y'all? Oh, okay. Oh, Lord. Ooh, thank goodness y'all can hear me. Okay, let me put myself on mute. Can y'all hear me now? Okay, good. Okay. I was like, ooh, Lord, I hope they can hear me now because I'm switching between computers, y'all. All right. Let me mute this one. All right. So let's go back here. So basically, what a charge means is once you deposit an asset into your trust fund, aka your NFT, because this is considered an NFT, but you can utilize it like a trust fund. All right. So once you charge something in there, you can. This is called charged particles. So charged particles means you can deposit an NFT and you can charge it up with a cryptocurrency. Does that make sense? You can deposit an NFT and charge it up with interest bearing cryptocurrencies. Okay. And if you wanted to discharge, they allow you to discharge your assets over here. So if your time is up, okay, guess what you can do? For example, this charge can be discharged to a different address. So if you wanted little Johnny, the beneficiary, or Shaquita, your spouse, to get your funds, right? After they turn 18 or after your wife's 40th birthday, guess what? All you need to do is discharge it to their private wallet address. All you need is their wallet address. And whatever you have in here in this trust fund is now deployed into their wallet address. So you just gave them their gift. You just transferred ownership of that interest. All right? Discharge, removing accrued interest. So whatever you have accrued, your interest that you accrued over that time, if you wanted to send it to somebody else, you could do that. So they'll just get an airdrop of free money from you, if that makes sense. Now, Mass, principal, removal configurations. Do you have to burn the NFT to remove the principal from the NFT? Uh-oh. No. NFTs created via charged particles are still standard non-custodial. Keyword. I only do things that are non-custodial because what? You own your private keys. Nobody else does. NFTs that can be sold on popular marketplaces like Rarible or OpenSea, but you're enabling them to easily hold other ERC20 tokens and have programmable interest. Okay, so this is basically saying you can sell these NFTs. They will be linked to OpenSea because that's an NFT marketplace, and you can sell them on Rarible because that's an NFT marketplace. That's if you're like creating, say, you have you and your team or whoever you're doing business with, right? Y'all made y'all a charged particles NFT. Inside that charged particles NFT, y'all got the NFT of your logo that you charged up using the Aave token, which is interest bearing. Then you also deposited, you also charged up the same wallet with more Aave tokens. You have your NDA agreements inside. You have your business contracts inside as well. All right. And you wanted to sell your business to a different company. You could simply do that by selling it on OpenSea. Just clicking sell. That's it. All right. Let's move on. Interest bearing assets inside your NFT. Charge up your trust funds. Transfer your NFT into a basket holding other tokens. Configure principal. Program interest. You're in charge. All right. So listen, let's go here. Let's read about charged particles together. Uh-oh. Let me just go to the website again. And this will be charged particles or charge.fi. That's usually what it shows up under is charge.fi right here. Charge.fi. Now, about staking facts contact. Remember I say please do your research on whatever you're going to be using. All right? I'm hitting up them docs. Now we're going to watch this video together and then I will break it down for you after, but these videos are pretty self-explanatory.
Charged Particles drives forward the convergence of the most exciting segments in crypto today, NFTs and DeFi. Until now, NFTs have been static, with their creative potential untapped by the market. By enabling the flexible creation of NFTs that interact with speculative tokens, yield-bearing DeFi assets, and even other NFTs, we've redefined uniqueness and ushered in a new era of innovation for NFTs. Charged Particles is supported by leading Web3 investors, and our first D-app has already generated over $2 million in NFT sales. Charged Particles is awakening the world to the true versatility of any NFTs, unlocking new possibilities for creators, artists, and developers to use NFTs in ways previously unseen. You can do so much more with NFTs, all with Charged Particles. What's in your NFT?
So I'm going to copy this link and I'm going to put it in the chat. So y'all can read that on your own. Come here on your own, I mean. All right. So let's go to how to use charged particles. It's not what I was looking for. So let's go here. All right.
Hello everyone, and welcome back to our introductory video series. Today we're going to be learning about how to mint an NFT on charged particles. Now, I'll be using the testnet today, but the process will look exactly the same on mainnet at app.charged.fi. The first step is, of course, we need to connect our wallet. We have a few different choices. I'll be using MetaMask today, so we'll let that get connected. We can go to Mint up here or down here to go to the Mint page. Now here you can select your file, and I already have here the Charged Particles logo. I'll title it My NFT. Very neat. Alright, so I've got my title and my description, and maybe I'd like to enter some properties. Artist, Mango, say medium, digital, perhaps date of release, May 8th, 2021. You can really add anything you'd like in here. It just adds another layer to your metadata, and you can define some of the properties that are important for you as a creator. You can attach other files if you'd like, which I think we'll skip for today. And then let's enable some creator royalties as well. So in Charged Particles, we have two different kinds of royalties. One that you're more likely familiar with, which is resale. And this one is the percentage of interest that comes back to you as the creator. So if I decide to load this NFT full of other tokens, especially ones that are bearing interest, then I can decide I want a percentage of that interest to come back to me in perpetuity. So I'll be minting this particle, and then we'll energize it in our next video. So let's mint. It'll go through the uploading process. It will ask me to confirm in MetaMask. So I'll do that. And then it should mint our token pretty hastily here. Alright, and just like that, our NFT is ready. Let's go view it. So here is my NFT. Very neat. We've got some royalties here, all this extra information. And now our manage page gives us a whole new set of tools, which we'll be diving into in the next video.
Were you guys able to kind of hear? I'm going to go over it. So I'm going to switch computers in a sec so we can do it. All right. So what I'm going to do is launch the app. And once you launch the app, you're going to come here to create. All right. Now you're gonna connect to your wallet. It says please connect to a supported network. All right. So they have Ethereum network and Polygon. Polygon would be your best bet because the gas fees are like pennies on the dollar. All right. So here is where I would choose my file. So if I want my kids, if I'm setting up a trust fund for my kids, right? I want to make my file something, kid friendly. So let me see. Red background. Da, 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 da. All right. I'm gonna just choose MCC, my logo. So this would be the face of my trust fund for one. This is the face of it. It says choose name. I would choose MCC. Okay, child. Listen. I would name it MCC Revocable Trust, right? Because I would be charging it up and doing things of this nature. So I would be changing it. And in the description, I would simply explain what the trust is. This is a family trust owned by the Noels. This is to ensure security and protection over the estate. Here, here will you find your requirements and block times. Be sure to read through the files, blah, 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 right? You can make it short and sweet. You can just say that this is a family trust owned by the Noels. This is to ensure security and protection over the estate. Boom, right? Whatever. Now, we know about properties inside of the trust. What properties do you have in your trust? Anybody? You can simply put asset class 1, right? Because we want to keep it private. And then you can put who you want this to go to. You could put Benny, Jalen. Then you would add. Then you would do asset class 2, Benny, Jalea, right? Then you could do asset class 3, Benny, Giovanni, right? These are my kids, by the way. Um, you can put whatever properties you want. You don't have to name the property. You don't have to put Chevy Impala 2020 2009. You don't have to do all that. If you already have your trust document set up and you have your Schedule A, because I was taught that you never even tell what's truly inside of your trust. You use code words. So these are code words that we would be using. Asset class 1, that probably would be located on your Schedule A, right? Then you will put certificates. They don't know what type of certificates these are. Certificates, estate 1. So however you identify the properties in that trust document, you would put them here, right? Or you can simply put just 1. Entire estate, estate affairs, or assets, right? And then you can put the value of them, right? We know how much do you value your estate, or how much is your asset are your assets worth. Entire estate assets 200 mil. That's it. But you can also delete that. Now you could come here and download and put the file for your certificate of trust. You don't want them to see all your documents of your trust, right? You could put your certificates of trust. I'm gonna just act like I'm putting some damn certificates of trust somewhere or whatever, but this will be your certificate of trust, right? If you had something that your family all signed together, you could put the signatory there. The signatory there. But that's solely up to you. It's solely up to you. Just put whatever you want to be seen, basically. But this is going to be located inside the NFT. Inside. So this is an extra layer. Excuse me. This is an extra layer of metadata that we're adding into the NFT. So then here, enable creator royalties. How much interest do you want to be returned to you? 17. If your children resell this trust to their children, don't you want some of those interests to come back to the estate? Huh? So you would just put as much that you want the resale to be. So once your kids time lock is up and they get their assets and everything's distributed, then inside of the will and or trust documents, you would say, after Benny has received their assets, the time lapse starts over and they're not allowed to resell the trust until X, Y, and Z has children of this age, right? And this is a non-custodial wallet. So you own the private keys. And until you give them those keys or deploy that smart contract, they're not going to be able to do anything. All right. So once you've done all that, you can mint particle. I ain't got no money in this wallet, so I can't do shit. But once this is executed, everything will be done. And then it will look like his right here. How his looked is how ours will look. So also, you can energize your NFT. So that means you can charge it up. So let's learn about charging it up.
Hello and welcome back to our introductory video series about how to use charged particles. Today we're going to be energizing our NFT and loading it full of interest-bearing tokens. So here on our manage page, click on my NFT. Now this is of course on testnet, but it will look exactly the same on app.charged.fi. Here I can select energize, and it'll give me a drop down of choices
Can
about
she go in
what
the room?
kind of asset I want to lock inside my NFT. Now today we're focusing on interest-bearing assets which are integrated with Aave. So we'll select Aave, we'll choose which asset we want to deposit. Let's say USDC. Now, if this is the first time you're using one of these tokens, you'll have to approve it as a separate transaction. I've already done that, so I'm just going to say, let's put 5,000 USDC inside this NFT. I'll click Energize. I'll go into my MetaMask and approve that transaction, and then shortly it will be ready. Okay, our transaction is complete, so I'll hit close. And now our NFT has 5,000 USDC loaded inside. Now, because this is testnet, it won't be updating our interest rate here, but on mainnet, you'll be able to see exactly what percentage of interest you're earning. And here, it will update how much you've earned. Now that I've energized it, I can choose to either discharge just the interest that I've earned, or I can release all of the tokens, all 5,000 of those USDC. And that's the basics of how to load an interest-bearing asset inside your NFT.
All right. So let's go back a little bit.
I can select Energize.
So,
I want to lock.
So what he just basically explained is once you create your NFT and you come here to see your NFT, this is what it will look like. It says view on OpenSea, so you can view it on OpenSea. All right. So you have the name, the owner, sale price, not for sale, mass time lock, no time lock set. So this is where you would start adding all of your little intricate things that you want to add. So you can energize and you can basically fund your trust fund. So all you're doing is adding a cryptocurrency that is interest bearing. And he gave you the options that they allow you to have. So whatever options that they give you is the options that you need to utilize. We already know about the discharge. We can discharge our accrued interest to a different wallet. Okay. We can also release the NFT. We can set the time lock. If we want this to be time locked for 18 years, I don't know if it goes up that far, but with my due diligence, I believe it so it can. You can set that time lock. And only if you wanted to sell it will you set a price. But if it's a trust fund, you're not selling anything. This is for only for you to accrue your assets and earn interest while supporting your children or whoever you're doing it for.
Now, this is of course on the test.
Also, they have covalent bonds. No covalent bonds, so you can add bonds to your trust.
Look exactly the same on app.charged.fi. Here I can select Energize, and it'll give me a drop down of choices about what kind of asset I want to lock inside my NFT. Now today we're focusing on interest-bearing assets which are integrated with Aave. So we'll select Aave, we'll choose which asset we want to deposit.
So he just said the interest-bearing assets are only located on Aave. So choose Aave, and then they have a list of what you can range from. So guess what you can do? You can go to your Instadap account. You can go borrow. Hello. Hello. You can borrow your own money. And guess what? Transfer it out. Boom. To your wallet. Remember? You're going to withdraw. You're going to withdraw. Once you withdraw, you're going to come back here. And then you're going to make sure it's on the Aave network, first and foremost. Trade it using Uniswap or something like that, or an exchange. And guess what? You have now came out of no pocket and charged up your trust fund. And also, when you charge your trust fund up, it's now going to be earning interest. So you have one interest account to another interest account to another interest account. It just never stops. So I'm giving you a play. I'm giving y'all the play on what to do and how to do it. Because guess what? Once you borrow them funds, I told y'all, you come here and do what? Go to strategies, learn technical analysis, and discharge your debt with no money out of pocket. Does that make sense? I'm giving y'all the play right now. All right. So let's go to the next video. Manage your NFT.
Hello everyone, and welcome back to the introductory video series. Today we're looking at our Manage page where you can interact with NFTs that you have purchased or minted. So last time we minted this one, so let's go ahead inside here. Today we're just looking at very briefly what tools we now have access to. So within this NFT, because I own it, I can transfer it to someone else, I can burn it and destroy it, I can set a price and list it for sale, I can energize it full of other tokens, and then discharge and release those tokens. And then finally, I can set a time lock. So perhaps I'm loading an interest-bearing asset inside, and I want it to be locked for up to 1 year. I can do that here with this set time lock tool. Now here we'll see any tokens that are loaded inside, which there are none. And here in covalent bonds, we'll see if there are any other NFTs listed inside.
Now, what he just said was the covalent bonds are other NFTs. So I don't know if y'all know what the Bored Apes are. I'm not really into stuff like that, but a lot of people know what that is. But if you have a high value NFT, you can put that inside of this trust fund. If it's worth $400,000, you can put it inside of this trust fund, right? If you have digital land, you can put it inside of this trust fund. Y'all gotta. I'm giving y'all the sauce right now. Buy land in the bear market. It's the bear market right now. Utilize Instadap for all of your purchases. Continue to build up your line of credit in your bank, borrow the funds, and start purchasing assets. Asset protection, one-on-one, right here. All right?
which is very exciting stuff. We can also click to view it on OpenSea, and we can look at all of this data, our royalties, our properties, our description. And lastly, here is our particle history. You can see when it was minted, what's been done with it. So that's the manage page, very briefly. Here we can see created, leptons, and earnings. So here you can claim royalties, all this good stuff. So I hope you'll.
So you can go to your dashboard, manage, and claim your royalties. It said he went to earnings. Where did he go? He went to claimable royalties, and you can claim that. All right. So that was just a breakdown of how to create the NFT, aka your trust fund, how to import files, how to describe your properties, how to set up your covalent bonds, aka appreciating NFTs and or land, how to charge up your trust fund using interest bearing currencies, okay, and how to manage that NFT. Does everybody understand what we just went over? Because now it's time for questions and question and answers. Thank you for being here today. I appreciate all of you guys and congratulations on completing phase 2. You have now been granted access to the level 2 of the Discord, and you will receive your certificate of completion for your participation in onboarding process onto the blockchain. So if anybody has any question, please let me know.
I do have a question, artist.
Yes.
This is Osborne. Um,
Yes. Hi, Osborne.
hey, question. So basically, from what I'm gathering, is that you can basically make money by staking, supplying, and earning the interest off of it. That's, I mean, and don't have to
Yes.
do, wow,
Absolutely. Yep.
wow.
Exactly.
In,
Exactly.
in a stable coin and get your money. That's insane. Okay, thanks.
Insane.
Thank you.
But
I want to make sure I
we
was
have these
following you right.
we have these options now, right? So we're no longer just fighting with these banks anymore, right? We're out here suing and litigation and arbitrating. Guess what? When we get them checks, we know where to put them checks and we know how to make that money make some money now, right? So I'm giving a strategy. All you got to do is stick to it. Stick to it. Give yourself 5 years to stick to your strategy. I guarantee you you're going to thank yourself in the long run because you can teach your children this. You can now give this video to your kids and or your spouse and or a family member that is welcoming to this information, because this can help a lot of people out come out of the uh unstable mindset or I don't have anything mindset, because we're making money out of literally nothing. All right, anybody else with any questions? I know it was a lot, ladies.
When will the replay be available?
The download usually takes probably like 2 hours to accumulate.
Okay.
I'm going to upload the certificate of completion onto OpenSea and mint that. So by tomorrow, either in the morning, it's going to have to be in the morning. I'll have to get up in the morning. In the morning, everybody will receive the replay and certificate of completion to their wallet address. So meaning you will have to go to OpenSea, connect your MetaMask wallet to view your unlockable content, which would be the replay.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Anyone else? Miss Shaw, I see you off of mute. You got a question? All right, I'm going to stop the recording. We're just at 2